Hello everybody, this is John here, or otherwise known as Goji73, coming to you with some news. Now for all my subscribers and friends out there, you'll have noticed that episode 13, also known as the season finale of Godzilla and His Amazing Friends, has been posted on my channel. Now with that being said, I'd like to make some news regarding the future of my channel and the series Gene and His Amazing Friends. But first off, I should note that for those of you who have been wondering in the past, just because the title says season finale does not mean it is the end of the series. I plan on posting one more season afterwards in a couple of short episodes later on in the future. But with that being said, I regrettably announce that for the rest of the year 2012, there will be no new episodes of Season 2 of Godzilla and His Amazing Friends. The reason for this being is because I would like to focus a little bit more on short projects and parodies, as well as the rest of my reviews coming up. Now with that being said, this does not essentially end the series. In between these parodies, I will be working on the series in general. I will just not be posting the episodes on YouTube. That way, for next year, I will be uploading them a little more frequently. That way people don't have to wait so much. That is my essential plan for the series as of yet. But in case people show more support, like make polls, make videos, or anything like that, anything is subjected to change at this point. I'm just saying I would like to take a year off to focus on other areas and while still working on the series at my own pace. But if you really insist, then, get creative. Show ways why you want the series to keep going on the way as it is. Because just posting comments, yeah, it's nice, but it only takes you so far. I'd like to see a little effort to see why you still want the series going on instead of going on this hiatus. If it doesn't work out for the best, then I will pick up where I left off and continue making episodes as fast as I can. It's just right now I would like to focus on it, but show your support and show me why. In the meantime, like I said, I will be posting parodies and my reviews as usual, and hopefully working on some other projects that I have planned as opposed to Gene and His Amazing Friends. I assure you that they will continue my creative style and hopefully entertain most of you, for those of you who recognize what these projects will be like. Another thing I should bring up as to the reason why I'm not pushing out Season 2 as fast as I used to is because the older software I used to make my last season, Season 1 with, Pinnacle Studio 12, I have removed it off my computer and have replaced it with a more superior editing software, Sony Vegas 7. I've heard a lot of people have been using that right now, and it's really, really good for Godzilla and His Amazing Friends. So that's another reason why I'm not putting out the episodes this year, because I still need to practice with it. I've just downloaded it like a few weeks ago, and I'm still trying to understand the basics and such about it. So that's one of the main reasons why I'm not putting out episodes this year until I get some more practice. Then I'll be able to make them as good as I have for the past few years. Also on the subject of Godzilla and His Amazing Friends, there are a few monsters in which do need some storying. So for those of you who missed out on the past contests I've put up, this is pretty much your chance to put them in again. Now, before I go any further, when I say story, don't immediately start do start writing, but don't immediately think I'm going to pick your story, because don't think of this right now as a story contest. Think of it more as like an application. If your story is good enough, I will choose it, or I'll work around it while working with something to it. Now, with that being said, as I was saying earlier, there are a few monsters that I do need some stories for. These monsters include Magnodon and Bemstar from Ultraman Jack, and to a lesser extent, Chimera from Ultraman 80. Now, in order to help you guys with the storytelling, or story writing if you want, I'd recommend you go to the sites World of Ultra, Monster Archive, and the newly set up Ultra Wiki in the sites below the video. they'll offer a lot of good explanations and backstory behind these monsters, so that way you get a proper understanding of their history and superpowers and such. Also, for those of you who want me to include Toho monsters or more allies, because people always like to see more allies and Toho monsters, feel free to do so as well. I'm always opinionated about these stories. Although for some rules I should set up, the following rules that which cannot be put into the stories are: no human aliens unless they're put in a way in which they're not involving human actors per se, like silhouettes are fine. No allies unless this episode or story idea introduces them gradually into a more coherent way, like all of a sudden Vern comes out and he's the winner. Like, no, none of that. Like, you need to build up the story so that way it would introduce him in a way that would seem reasonable. And another thing, no human locations, like no cities, nothing along those lines. It all solely takes place on Monster Island. A few people have been referencing other places and cities, and that's way too hard to do alone in Photoshop, much less Vegas, which I'll have to learn eventually. So, no human-like places. It all takes place on Monster Island. Now, with those rules set up, and the monsters in place of which need story writing for, I've been getting a lot, and I mean a lot, of requests for the monsters Jiris and Fire Golza. Fire Golza in particular lately, ever since I revealed him in my collection update and his review. Now, I'll definitely keep Fire Golza in mind, and Jiris I'll kind of leave up to the people to decide on what to do, because I guess I made a stupid mistake by promising his appearance in my first review on him, so I'll definitely think about those two, so don't worry, I'll try and do something with them. Now, with I believe all the information about Godzilla and his amazing friends finally all stated here and there, I believe I'll move on to the upcoming projects I'll be announcing. One of which is a new little thing I want to try out, a superpower compilation, kind of like a tiny side project to demonstrate the superpowers of monsters, because for some of us we can't usually find access on what the monsters do and what their superpowers look like in particular. So I'm making this to kind of help out new fans with what the attacks look like through my perspective. And by that I mean how I'd animate the attacks being demonstrated. So yeah, I expect those as soon. One project, so that way I could keep people's attention focused on the videos that I've been making, is an adaptation of the child book Who's Afraid of Godzilla? So keep your eyes out open sometime this year to be made, to kind of replace the gap in which G and His Amazing Friends would usually fill. So keep your eyes out open for that. That's going to be my next big project for this year. And with this all being said, I guess I'll top off this little announcement I've been making. So, with all this being said, I must regrettably announce G and His Amazing Friends will take a behind-the-scenes hiatus so that more episodes will be made, and so that I can practice on Vegas, because it's going to take a lot longer for me to make these now, because I'm still getting acquainted with Vegas, kind of learning the basics and stuff. The necessity basics, how I can make an episode. And expect my reviews to be coming up soon, a few new projects, as well as the big project I just named a while back. So yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoy, and I hope you understand just why I'm doing this. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great new year, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.